Today is the 33rd Sunday of the year in our church calendar. Let us discuss the Sunday's Gospel. What is the meaning of church? It came from the word ecclesia, which means congregation. Later, it was called church. In the ancient time of Christianity, in the time of the apostles, they were only gathering from house to house of the believers in their teachings, until the numbers of members increased and their territories became bigger and bigger because of the dispersion of the apostles. And because Saint Peter was the head of the apostles, he lived in Antioch, and this became the official office of him to which the disciples were reporting. But later on, he moved to Rome. There became the permanent holy see of Saint Peter. But he was executed by the Emperor of Rome together with Saint Paul. When Saint Peter and Saint Paul were martyred in Rome, the number of Christians doubled. That's why the first church was built there and was called Saint Peter Holy See. Our gospel for today, brothers and sisters, is about the temple. And as some were saying of the temple that it was adorned with beautiful stones and offerings, Jesus said, "As for these things that you behold, the days will come in which there will not be left one stone upon another that will not be thrown down." The temple of God in which the gospel referred to was the place of worship of the Israelites. This was thrown down and ruined on about 69 to 70 AD. But in today's gospel, Jesus referred not to that temple anymore, but to the Christian church. Proof, the apostles asked him saying, "Master, when are these things to happen? And what will be the sign when these things will begin to come to pass?" And he answered, "Take care not to be led astray. For many will come in my name, saying, 'I am he,' and the time is at hand. Do not, therefore, go after them. But when you hear of wars and insurrections, do not be terrified. These things must first come to pass, but the end will not be at once." Clearly, beloved brothers and sisters, our Lord Jesus refers to the end of the world. The temple in which Jesus is referring to, that there will not be left one stone upon another that will not be thrown down, is the Christian church. During 1972, the Redemptorist priest in Baclaran Church gave the picture of the Blessed Virgin Mary weeping tears of blood. At the back of the picture, there were messages of our Lord Jesus Christ and our Mother, Blessed Virgin Mary. Our Lord Jesus said, "I tell you that I am much saddened that my priests do not believe my word." Satan is marching on Rome. The Vatican will be taken over. Rome, Rome, how many thorns transfix my heart. You have not known or understood the crow of the cock. You will be destroyed with your priests that have not known how to guide you. Here clearly stated that the one referring to is the seat of Saint Peter or Vatican. If the clergy will not change in guiding the flock, this prophecy of our Lord will come to happen. There will not be left one stone upon another that will not be thrown down. The stone mentioned is the church, and the stone upon another is the clergy. So, this will be thrown down by our Lord in due time. The message that was read a while ago, that the priests do not believe the word of Christ, is already happening. Satan is already marching in Rome because there are traditions and laws of the church that were being set aside. Few examples are the communion on hands, removing of crucifixes at the center of the church, and many more. The crow of the cock is happening now. Therefore, the Vatican is nearing to be taken over. And here is the message of the Blessed Mother. If the world does not change, I will send a warning. The earth will shake, the sun will spin with a big explosion, and the moon will go in mourning. The miraculous phenomenon will be visible all over the earth, and all will happen within a half an hour. Big storms, floods, earthquakes, and unseasonable weather is already on its way. Inform your priests that they should be more severe, for God's house is no longer respected. The world is getting worse. Intensify your prayer life. Many millions of souls are precipitating themselves into the infernal abyss. Pray for the clergy. Many are invading and destroying things most holy. Beloved brothers and sisters, the warnings of Blessed Virgin Mary are already happening now. Big storms, big floods, and big earthquakes are already happening in the different parts of the world. The former places that were not hitting by the storms and getting floods, now they were experiencing those calamities. The big earthquakes were already occurring in different parts of the world. And the most, brothers and sisters, is the unseasonable weather that is already on its way, mentioned by the Blessed Mother. This unseasonable weather is now called climate change, because the ozone layer of the earth had a big hole. There comes the global warming, and the result is changing of climates on earth. This was already warned by our Blessed Mother since 1972. If we look at what is being said in our gospel for today is this: nation will rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there will be great earthquakes in all places, and pestilences and famines, and there will be terrors and great signs from heaven. Here, brothers and sisters, one of those terrors that will appear in heaven is the destruction of ozone layer that causes global warming and climate change. And one of those great signs from heaven is when man reaches the moon using the modern equipments called spaceship. So almost all the messages and warnings are already happening. Beloved brothers and sisters, are you not yet aware? We are for Mama Mary. Until next issue, brothers and sisters, if you have questions, just message your comments.